Swiggity sorty, let's get that booty.
What's up, y'all? What's happening? And now welcome to another episode of the Slim Cogcast. Man, it's been a crazy week. Everybody's playing Cyberpunk. I look at my whole friends list and it's Cyberpunk. I'm debating every single day, should I go ahead and get this game? Because now that I know, I'm glad that I did wait and not pre-order, because now I know, hey, don't get the PS4 version. At the same time, it's weird because the PS4 version, although inferior, I should get it on PC, but it says that my card can run it up to medium to sustain 60 frames per second, and if I go up to high, it'll dip down to 40, 49 at the most. So if I custom, then it could be, it can look really good like it's at a high and almost ultra, just by cutting back on the shit that's not really necessary. And I should be able to play it beyond 60 frames. That being said, I don't know why I'm so shy on pulling the trigger. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But before we get all the way into it, let's talk about what we've been playing this week. And hopefully I won't succumb to the peer pressure. Maybe I'll get it when it's, all fixed up and I can grab it for like a quick 40 and then I'm happy. I don't know. I still want to get Ghost of Tsushima. I need to stop buying new games for just a quick hot minute because there's a bunch of stuff I got to get rid of. But anyway, when I get rid of it, finish up. But yeah, let's jump into it. Waste no time. I have, what did I play this week? Oh, well, screw what I've been playing. My bad, y'all. Let's get into the anime I've been watching. So I jumped on over from Psycho Pass Season 1 to Season 2. I finished Season 2. Honestly and truthfully, Season 2 of Psycho Pass was vastly superior to the first. It was incredibly better. I've never seen an improvement from one season to the next so hard. Like, I don't know what to call it, but if Season 2 was Season 1 and like some parts of Season 1 was, condensed down to like, I don't know, a 5-episode OVA, bruh. This would have easily been my favorite anime, one of my favorite like top 10 animes if Season 2 was Season 1. But let's not look back and let's look in the present. Bruh, Season 2 is so much better. And here comes the spoilers, y'all. So I'll put in another timestamp to skip the spoilers for y'all. Just be ready for that. Now, the thing is, Season 2, it went past it was alright. The thing that I hated about Season 1 was that it was covering so much basic shit when it came to psychological and sociology, theoretical endeavors, just exploring it with a good fictional concept. And I was, I like the concept itself. I love the source material. I love the foundation of the story. But god damn, I was like, what is all this basic shit? All right. So we're quoting these philosophers and we're bringing up these authors and, the mention of do robots dream of electric sheep and shit? And I'm just like, okay, cool. That's nice to have. But when we're gonna take this a step further, like we got a whole anime world that we built here, and you're not taking it a step further. You just exemplifying characters who have different stances based on the philosophers that they idolize and or choose to live by in order to live their life based on the status quo that the civil system puts upon them. That makes sense. That's just people going along in an environment that they live in. And of course, there has to be someone who rebels against it if there is some who are for it. Fine, makes sense. This is what made the antagonist and the supporting character Ko way more interesting than the main character and the others. But seeing as the main character is supposed to be a blank slate, learning all of these peaks and valleys of psychological and sociology, it's like it's hard to really care at that point because everybody around you is. It's worse. It doesn't really work for me when the main character is the only one lost and everybody else is like on a whole nother level of thinking, because it's like, damn, it's you're meshing together these characters, but it's such a huge gap between them, and the only redeeming quality is the interaction where they have to admit her naivete, or I guess you could say willful naivete or chosen naivete, is so reminiscent of being childlike, or the ways that they were before they became the latent criminal enforcers that they are now. And they miss having that mindset. But it's the one thing that you cannot undo. You can't go back to being willfully ignorant. You know what I mean? You can't blissful ignorance is as temporary as reverence. You know what I mean? It's something that you just can't really get back after it's gone. So it's like, it's hard for me to just really, see those these two different warring personalities try to coexist when every time that becomes the main issue. Okay, you just really don't know, huh? Okay, you just really don't know, huh? It's kind of like socializing with people on Twitter and you don't really know because they hide behind an anime profile picture or some type of fucking athlete's picture, you know what I'm saying, on their profile pic. And it turns out the motherfucker you talking to, bro, he's like fucking 16. Yo, this chick you talking to, she's like fucking 17. Still don't know shit about the world. Ignorant as fuck. Hopeful for life and everybody in the world to be fair. By default, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of these shits that just don't really just get across, you know what I mean? Whew. Yeah, I think that's exactly it. So anyway, season 2 though starts with the banger, and it does exactly what I wanted. It takes everything and it goes a step further. It questions things beyond the initial this is what it is. And now we're going like, okay, now that we've established this is what this is, what if a motherfucker rose up and started exploiting the flaws of the whole system? And I'm like, yes, that's much better writing, because if everything being relative, that's directly parallel to like modern life and the flaws within our systems in our societies, whether it be your your style of government in your country, whether it be your economic systems, whether it be your education systems, whatever systems it may be. Hell, even if you say it's the Twitch or YouTube or algorithms, you know what I'm saying? It's just all man-made, and anything man-made can be and will be flawed. So because of that, they decided to take it another logical step and expose the flaws of the system, which was perfectly ingenious. And when they did that, I was immediately hooked. I was like, hell yeah, son. It's like the second episode and I'm glued. Let's fucking go. Now we get to the next few episodes and they come to find out that the dude, their antagonist, is a flaw and contradiction of the system itself. And they brought up the deity paradox or the God paradox, which is to say that if an all-powerful omnipotence paradox, excuse me, if an all-powerful omnipotent being were to create something that can defeat him, then there will be the paradox in itself, because of course a God would not create something that's more powerful than he, but at the same time, if he cannot do so, then that would expose the fact that he's not all powerful. It's like, say, if a God were to create the example they used in the anime, well, if a God were to create a boulder that he could not lift or remove, then that would immediately contradict his godhood and his superiority. Whereas if he chooses not to, or says he doesn't want to make such boulder, then that would also contradict his omnipotence and all powerfulness. So that's the whole thing, and that's one of the oldest but most profound. I guess you could say it's not exactly philosophy, but it's a philosophical debate, so to speak, or just one of the many more prominent paradoxes that are just fucking great. And I love it, bro. It's super good. And that whole thing was brought up to basically question, can there be a person made by the civil system, or at least a person who is who they are now, thanks to the influence and or involvement of the civil system, that can actually contradict the system itself? And when it came down to the wire, the only way to expose that paradox is you have to make sure that either the person in question is not all powerful, or either the person is not in question is not all powerful, or you would have to make both of these elements meet one another, and they would either kill each other, cancel each other out, or one will evolve and then defeat the other. And that's exactly what happened. That the main character had to come across was that we just gonna have to let this guy, who was the living embodiment of a contradiction to the system and could not be made public, and nobody could find out that he existed, or else it would show the chink in the armor of the system, which was deemed to be all powerful and super successful in fixing society for so long. Now, this guy, the only thing I hated about season 2 was the explanation of the villain and his backstory. Basically, he could not be scanned by any scanners. No, cymatic scanners could not recognize him. His psychopath was always clear, never muddled, and he was a genius to the point where he was able to use hollows to disguise himself as people, but they were like super advanced hollows, because not only was he disguising himself as people, but also people who were children, and then he would just age them up, or older people and then age them down, and then use that model as a hollow to, hologram, to just a holographic cloak of his person, and he could just show up as anybody and they would never recognize. So basically, that's the whole thing. It's like, when I looked into that and they were building the suspense about, oh, he's a genius and using these hollows and he can't be beat by the system, and the system don't even recognize him, they don't even see him, and I'm just like, oh shit, okay, this dude dope. He figured something out that nobody figured out about the system. I'm thinking they about to go into some technological shit. I'm thinking they about to get real deep into it. You know what I'm saying? All type of stuff to real clever. But then they just up and said, yeah, so there was a plane crash a while back that killed hundreds of people, and all the people died except one. So they took all the limbs and even the brain pieces from other people and put it all together to fix this one boy. And this is who he is. And that's why his cymatic scans cannot be recognized. And the reason why he can't be scanned in the with the denominators. And I'm like, with the dominators? Shit, why I keep saying denominators? But anyway, that would be kind of a cool name. But yeah. And I'm like, damn. So you mean to tell me? I'm thinking that he figured something out, or maybe he hit some type of psychological awakening that allows him to exude a certain frequency where the scans just put a fritz on the system, you know what I mean, or some shit. Like, I'm thinking this dude just, he got so woke that he couldn't be identified as an existent being. So, I'm thinking it's gonna be some cool shit like that, but nah. It was like, yeah. So he got a lot of motherfuckers inside of him. You know what I mean? He pulled the Piccolo. He not getting stronger. He just got motherfuckers inside him. So yeah, I'm just like, fuck it. I'll take it, I guess. And at least they had the nerve to walk it back and not oversell it. Because they were like, man, this is... What did they say? They said this is more a type of thing where it was such a revolutionary and risky surgery that we're pretty sure we wouldn't be able to do it again and pull it off successfully. And I'm like, okay, good. You walked it back. And, they introduced this, the chairman's, or what was it, the director's son, before she became this amalgam of, hive minds that is the civil system. And he was one of the other enforcers, and he's just like a psychopath that just loved to turn other people's psychopaths black and all type of shit. And this dude, and he fits the, Friedrich Nietzsche philosophy to a T, because Friedrich Nietzsche oftentimes used to, if I recall correctly, I think it's Nietzsche, but he, or was it Pavlov? One of the two said that human beings are mostly their personality defined by their sexuality, and oftentimes males who achieve greatness oftentimes have a strong infatuation with their own mother. But this dude was kind of the same way, he was like super, super crazy about, oh, mama, you're so beautiful. Nothing is allowed to radiate more than you. You're all powerful, blah, blah, blah. He was at the point of worshiping his mom like a fucking weird ass, you know what I mean? And they engineered him as a kid to just be asymptomatic and not have any remorse to anything that's evil or anything like that. So that way he could always keep his psychopaths clear no matter what horrible things he does. And they showed him as a kid, he was the only child that was able to beat a puppy to death with a stick and not feel anything behind that shit, and then run to his mama with open arms, and he should say, "Here you go, baby. It's a brand new puppy for you. You did good." And then he just looked at the puppy and just immediately started stabbing that motherfucker with a blank face, like just poker face, bro. So yeah, they go there. Basically, is what I'm saying all this for. And damn good anime, bro. Whoever did the writing for season 2, if you are new and wasn't on board for season 1, I need somebody to give you a nice smack on the ass for me, cause you did a good job. I'm proud of you. However many of y'all did good. But yeah, good old Psychopaths. Still want my boy Cole to come back. They fucking with me. But sure. Now, yeah. Anyway, season 2, Psychopaths. 8.5 out of 10. Yeah. I almost want to give it a 9. Almost. But anyway, I kind of want to talk more about the new girl that joined the team, because they did a pretty clever thing with her, and it was super fucking smart. But moving on. What I've been playing this week, basically, I wanted to get back into Remnant from the Ashes, but to be honest, I'm tired of playing it, and it's not exactly motivating. And can't really co-op like talking about. I found somebody to co-op with out of the Fetch Life Discord, but it's like, damn, the problem with Remnant from the Ashes is it does not change environment often enough. Like, I would go into the world and it would be like a desolate like city, and then that city would be, you know what I mean, it's post-apocalyptic, everything's fucked up city, or big ass desert. And if it ain't that, it's an underground fallout bunker. And after that, it's nothing else. Everything is those 3 environments. I'm fucking sick of it. I've been playing the game for more than what? I think I put more than 20 or so hours into that game, and I've only seen 3 environments. That's fucking dumb. I can't get down with that. And I finally got a scenery change when we got into the labyrinth, but shit just started to go back to being the regular shit again, and it's not making any sense anymore. Cause I tried to use this freaking this thing to open this freaking gate or whatever. It's like this big ugly thing with these lights shining to it, and if you get close to the door, then it'll burn you. And I can't open it for some reason. I guess it's bugged or whatever, or something I didn't do. But the game is so aimless. You don't really know what the fuck to do or where to go. Like, I compared it to Dark Souls with guns. But the problem with that comparison is you don't really get any direction like you would in Dark Souls. I've played all the Souls games myself with no like guide, no directions, no nothing. I just played this shit, and you just explore and you'll eventually find your way. Fucking Remnant, I explored and explored and explored, and I kept going in circles. I don't want to see that fucking desert anymore. I don't want to go into another fucking underground bunker that looks the same as the other ones anymore. I just want to feel like I'm making progress. God damn. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. It's hard. Hopefully, if I have a friend that'll make me interested in it again, I'll play it. But for right now, that shit can kick rocks. Anyway. But other than that, I have been playing. Why is my mouse not showing? Let's see. I think this week is going to be the week we go ahead and jump into Dandara, because I don't really I'm tired of looking at it the way it is, so I want to check it out, see how cool it is, and basically just to get a good feel of it. I just need something fresh that don't cost me $67. You know what I'm saying? $64. Anyway, I have put more into Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order in order to get back to where I left off. A lot of stuff. I think I'm past the point where I left off. Yeah, I think I am. Doing pretty good at that. And it's still good. I'm enjoying it. It's taking me back to the heydays of good adventure games, you know what I mean? Which they were far and few in between. But this one was amazing. Having a great time. I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much that I want a slow burn off of it. Like, I don't want to burn and just run through it and then it's over with. Like, I don't even want to finish. Some games be so good you don't want to finish it. That's how it was for me in Fallout New Vegas. But yeah, I think Fallout New Vegas took me like fucking 4 years to. But yeah, man. Good game. Hadn't really played a lot. Most of the games I've been playing was multiplayer this week because it's mostly just trying to ease my mind, I guess. But anyway, it's very relaxing when I get to kill people easy on ARAMs or clicking heads in there. Therapeutic. So anyway, I guess we could jump into the news and not have this thing drawn on too long. How that sound? First thing on the docket, over at Guru 3D, MSI gets hit by theft. 2.2 million Yuan worth of MSI GeForce RTX 3090 graphics card stolen. As if the 3090 was not in tight supply already. MSI has seen some awful news as 2.2 million Yuan worth of cards have been stolen from the China factory. It's a big heist when you think about it. No less than 40 cargo units holding NVIDIA's flagship RTX 3090s have been stolen, which hints towards an inside job. The cards are worth 2.2 million Yuan, which is roughly $336,500 US. MSI, however, is still investigating the exact numbers and quantities. Earlier on, a tweet was posted about this theft, and you can see the screenshot below. Have some stated the news to be fake. Guru 3D, however, spoken with MSI, who confirms the theft. Police report has been filed, and reward of 100k Yuan or 12.5k euro has been issued for the person who provided useful information, leading to catching the thieves. So there we go. Basically, them boys done hit a lick, and damn. Like, how am I supposed to feel? Damn. I mean, I know silicon ain't cheap to come by, so it's hard for them to manufacture these items, and it's already a shortage. But they hit a lick like that and didn't get caught? Bruh. I'm kinda not mad at them. Like, I kinda respect it. But I don't condone theft. That shit is trash, and you're the lowest of a human if you want to steal something. Alright? The two worst type of human beings on this earth, even worse than a racist, is stingy people and thieves. Those are the two worst types of people. If you ain't got no principle, then you ain't got no reason to live. Anyway, let's move on. Next on the docket, Nintendo shuts down Etikon controller memorial, sparking backlash. So, over on Polygon, written by ONS Good, a lethal threat from Nintendo has shut down the manufacturing and sale of custom-designed Joy-Con controllers honoring Desmond Etika MO5, or as a MOFA. Anyway, my boy Etika. Though the cease and desist demand was sent more than 2 months ago, news of it broke this weekend and drew widespread condemnation for Nintendo on social media. The controllers, called Etikons, earned more than $36,000 in funding on Indiegogo in August 19. Shortly after Amofa died, how do I pronounce this boy's last name? With a YouTube following of more than 800,000. Etika was celebrated for his over-the-top reaction videos and his fandom for Super Smash Bros. And other Nintendo franchises. Etika died by suicide in June 19 after uploading a disturbing video in which he discussed thoughts of self-harm. Late Sunday evening, the Indiegogo project's creator, Captain_Alex, said that Nintendo sent him the C&D and at the end of September, proceeds from each sale had gone to the JED Foundation, whose mission is to support the mental health of teens and young adults to prevent suicide. So, basically, Nintendo fumbled the bag again. And that's been the running thing this past week or two. A lot of people have been very mad at Nintendo. I guess that's understandable. But Nintendo has been running rampant with some crazy action. It's kind of sad to see. But that's the way love goes. I don't know what else to say. I still stand by what I said. What was that, last week or week before? When they were canceling the tournaments? It's like, bruh, shit. They're Japanese. They already got a reputation with lolicons in Japan. Nintendo needs to make sure that their image is not associated with any type of pedo behavior, bro. It's just not something that they want. Okay? And it makes sense for them to not want that. That's smart. I can't blame them. But next on the topic, I'm tired of talking about that. Gangs are breaking into fast-moving lorries to steal PS5s. It never ends. People out here hitting licks, bro. Alright, so over the weekend, the Times reported that deliveries of PlayStations, TVs, cosmetics, mobile phones, and cigarettes have all been raided in recent months using a stunt known as the rollover. This involves gangs using multiple cars to box in a lorry going at speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. One gang member climbs out secured by rope through a sunroof or modified hatch that uses cutting tools or a crowbar to break into the lorry. climb aboard and throw out the goods. And they even got some videos of it. The Times said the rollover has been used at least 27 times this year to September, and that figure has risen in recent weeks as gangs attempt to cash in on pre-Christmas deliveries or expensive goods. Apparently, police have issued alerts to haulers over the tactic. The paper spoke to a career criminal who said gangs were focusing on goods in transit because of heightened security elsewhere in the supply chain. According to the report, several raids targeted luxury goods sold by department stores belonging to tech companies. Blah, 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 blah. Basically, yeah, people be stealing, bro. And this is me. This is not a new format. This is me just jumping right in because, like I say, I have to record later in the day. There's not a lot of peace and quiet around here, so I have to do this as soon as I can. And I'm just jumping in. I got the articles and everything beforehand, and right now I'm just going in straight up blind. So last thing that I want to cover is the Game Awards of 2020, the Jeff Keighley Palooza, and basically the biggest things that were revealed. Let's see. One of the coolest things that were revealed was a Perfect Dark. And this is me going off of memory of the things that I like. Mass Effect 4 seems interesting. What else? I tried to play the Scavengers Battle Royale that they introduced. But here's the thing. I played the tutorial, passed out that night because I couldn't stay awake and I was up all day and all the night before doing shit. So I couldn't really just stay conscious long enough to play it. So I closed the game, I shut down my computer, I go to bed and I wake back up and I try to boot the game up and the shit just no. First the anti-cheat didn't want to, then I boot the game around the anti-cheat, and then it didn't want to boot into the game. It would just do the lobby, matchmake me, and then kick me out the game. So I'm just like, alright, fuck it. This shit does not work. It's hella beta. And I'll leave it alone. Maybe if it's looking interesting later, I'll fuck with it, but not right now. Open world action adventure Crimson Desert gets a trailer. Look very interesting. It remind me of my Dragon Dogma. Boy, you know I be crazy about that Dragon Dogma. That shit makes me fucking horny. Anyway, next, Disco Elysium gets a final cut. One of the games that I've had my eye on a long time and wanted to actually play. Because it looks damn good and I hear a lot of good things about it, so we'll be trying it eventually. And now Callisto Protocol is supposed to be some type of callback to Dead Space. Maybe I might give a fuck about it. Back 4 Blood looks good. I wanted it to be Left 4 Dead 3. I thought it was when I was watching the trailer. I was like, damn, we're getting Left 4 Dead 3. This is fucking great. But it ain't. It's Back 4 Blood. So yeah, I do want to play that actually. I might wait. When is that shit supposed to come out? I forget. But it's supposed to be you can sign up for the beta or some shit. And it means I'd have to actually talk to my friends and see if they be actually willing, but they already sold their souls to Genshin Impact. But we'll see if they're willing to actually be cool for a change. Let's see. I can't recall the release date, but I know that I signed up for the beta or whatever. But anyway, yeah, that one looks super good, super interesting, and can't wait for that shit. And basically, Sephiroth, I mean, makes sense. Of course, it's another sword user, but makes sense. But if they're gonna put every villain, we need M. Bison. We got 2 Shotos and no villain from Street Fighter. We need an M. Bison. But anyway, that's pretty much everything on the docket and pretty much the entire episode of the podcast. So this is where I gotta tell y'all that I appreciate you, and I just want you to know that it'd be nice, and I really would love it. I really would appreciate it if there could be, if you could subscribe, if you like the content, and leave me a comment and let me know some feedback, what you like, what you didn't like, and how I can improve. And I also would like it if you would like the video. That'd be nice as well. And maybe check out the Twitter to keep up with the updates and the crazy shit that I be tweeting. We just hit 300 followers on Twitter. So yeah, we doing something. And the listeners over at Spotify, and only Spotify, I got something to tell y'all. Alright, Spotify listeners, y'all are amazing. You're beautiful, and I appreciate it. And it's only to my Spotify. Alright, anyway, Y'all take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your Monday and or week. And I'll see you in 7 days. And always remember the channel motto. Intentions are the most important. Actions ain't nothing but loud. And words don't mean a damn thing. Y'all take care of yourselves. And peace. Uh-oh. Cutscenes are broken. Oh, no. The FMVs work fine. No. I spoke too soon.
That's really weird. It looks like something's jamming the radar signal.
There! What's that?
Yeah, this is running like ass. This is running like ass. Let's move on for now.